Welcome, Dirty Peasants, to episode 12 of the Wartwood Gazette podcast. This week we'll be covering Amphibious Season 1, Episode 4, Domino 2 and Taking Charge. I'm your host, Thembaticon, and joining me today we have Ben.
Hello.
And Pixels.
Hello, everybody.
Alright, so there wasn't any news this week that was Amphibia related that I could tell. Did you guys catch anything?
No, not
No.
really.
I didn't hear anything.
Alright. So we'll probably just go right into the first segment of this episode, which is The Domino Effect, which is written by Gloria Shen, storyboard by Catherine Maruzik, and Kyler Spears, and directed by Derek Kirk Kim. So the episode starts with Anne and Sprig playing some sort of baseball outside, and then once they hit the Sprig somehow defies gravity and physics by chucking that watermelon, and then Anne throws the scythe instead, and eventually that leads them to the caterpillar in the mud surrounded by those hornets or wasps. So then they rescue it, and then Anne notices the striking similarities between this caterpillar and her cat back home, Domino, which she dubs as Domino 2, and decides to take it home. But then, of course, Hop-Pop's not really into having pets, so then they have to sneak Domino 2 in. And then pretty much once it's inside, Anne and Sprig play with it, Domino likes Sprig a little too much and play biting him. And then the next morning, Sprig comes downstairs, and then Anne's just covered with cobwebs, probably from, which I assume would be more of a spider thing, but I digress. So then we get a little bit of a montage of Sprig and Anne hiding Domino 2 from Hop-Pop and Polly, while Domino 2 disturbingly interested in eating Polly and Hop-Pop, which they don't catch on to. And then after a montage, Domino 2 covers herself in a cocoon and sleeps. So then while Sprig and Anne, I guess just eating dinner, they hear a noise from the basement, and then Hop-Pop's with them. They rush down, and then they notice Domino 2's cocoon is has been opened, it merged already from it, and has that killer the butterfly form of itself. And then we just get a skirmish between them. Polly shows up, and then when Domino 2's about to eat them, Anne pulls out that mouse toy and then tosses it away, and then Domino 2 leaves it. Domino 2 eventually is led away from the planner home or residence. And even though Anne's heartbroken that she lost Domino 2, Sprig at least made a little plushy version of Domino 2, which she loves. And also Hop-Pop starts having memories of Charlie Big Bottom, their old pet spider. But that's pretty much the end of the segment. So yeah, I like this episode. It was alright. I think I don't really resonate. I think this episode resonates a lot more with people who had who have pets. Granted, I have a pet. I have pet Pudgies, but I guess I didn't. I guess when this episode first aired, I didn't have them, so probably I didn't have that connection. But I still still appreciate the episode for what it was.
Yeah. When I watched the
Yeah.
episode again, I thought it would represent homesick because Anne's away. Anne's in a different world, and when she saw the cat similar to Domino, she was like, "Oh man, I miss Domino a lot." You know what I mean? Like, pretty much, it's good. It's simple to the point. I love it.
Ben, what were your thoughts on the segment?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it too. I got a got a pet dog, and I think I can pretty relate a bit to Anne in this. Like, I mean, anybody who's away from something for a long time would probably want to replace it somehow, and I think a lot of people know like the Hot Pop not wanting a new pet, but actually like really caring for the pets that they've had in the past, like how at the end he was like, I love Charlie Big Bottom with all my heart, even though earlier in the episode he said like he was the one who like cleaned up after him and fed him, and like Hot Pop's kind of that like the
He's like the meme where
dad
he's like,
dad
yeah,
doesn't
the dad
want a
who doesn't want a
dog,
pet.
It's a strict
dad
one,
who
yeah.
doesn't want a dog, but then dad gets a dog and they're both lying
Except for the bowl.
on a couch or something,
Hmm.
and they're like best buds. What was Polly really in this? Just background.
There,
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
background.
So
like comedic background, yeah.
I guess she was kind of like just this siblings who aren't really involved with the pet, I guess. But yeah, it had some good jokes. I think we also got to see Sprig's hair in this episode too, so that was some new development.
Yeah,
too.
even Anne remarks, "Oh, you have hair," and yeah, I was surprised too.
Yeah, I liked it.
I want to
And
just
oh,
say
go ahead, Pixels.
something.
Yeah, that was it really. I liked
Yeah.
it. Good episode. Good little. Yeah, good.
The ending scene of Domino Effect, where Anne is like, kneeling on like a high rise.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. The more I
Like,
think about it,
it makes sense, right? It kind of feels like it's foreshadowing.
I guess some
Oh,
foreshadowing, just
yeah.
like
Well,
I guess for
Maybe.
context, Pixels is talking about how like the way like Anne's positioned after Domino 2 leaves her, like is a lot similar to like the pose in Reunion.
yeah, like after the battle with her and Sasha, where Anne like broke down. This could
And-
be just be overthinking, but
And I mean, when you
I-
think about like in both occasions, it's like she's losing something that
Yeah, she's
Well, it's
losing
like-
it. She's had to say goodbye in a way.
yeah, to something
Yeah.
that from back home, I guess.
Just want
And,
to
like,
point that out.
Yeah, like while you're talking, like I was trying to look for that frame in in Reunion, but maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself.
I
But
can look for it if you want me to.
no, I got it. But
Oh, you got it? Okay.
yeah, I got it. Yeah, a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, I guess in this episode, like Anne was really trying to like recreate something from back home. And I think we get a little bit more of that like later on in actually I think this episode and I guess Thai lily pad or lily pad Thai, where like mostly those were the occasions where like Anne was trying to like incorporate something from back home into Amphibia.
Right.
And I guess in this case it doesn't work out as well.
Mm-hmm.
But other things, I wanted to. We talked about Anne's hair, and then like the animation with like Hop Pop like cutting up. I don't know what he was making in the kitchen, some kind of worm or
Soup, I guess.
Food.
he's just like it was funny the way he's like chopping that up while like talking about Charlie Big Bottom. And also, I think they referenced the spider again, I think, in True Colors, just for that like joke of Hop Pop distracting the guards.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. I think he was just like, "Oh, Charlie Big Bottom, where are thou?" or something, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and the montage is cute with like and like Domino 2 like bringing up like dead flies or dead insects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All that.
that's Cat.
Yeah.
I also enjoy the music in this episode. Pretty nice.
Yeah, the music was nice. Like it just like I didn't think too
Montagey.
much about it. Yeah, montagey. That word, montagey.
I came up with that.
We gotta get
Gotta
that
trademark that. Gotta
Please. Yep.
trademark
Trademark
patent it. Montage.
and also like the frame of like Anne and Sprig eating is so like gross but hilarious.
Yeah.
Like Sprig's just like on the table, chowing down. But like the caterpillar, like caterpillar, like was it was one of the better like the monster butterfly form. I think was one of Amphibia's like better designs. I just liked how it was a cat but a butterfly.
Butterflies resemble what again?
Like butterflies are like mostly for ants.
That's from
Wait,
Marcy's.
I thought
Like
Marcy was a moth.
moth and butterflies are like the same thing, right? Or similar.
They're similar, but moths are like out
So
at night and stuff.
right. Okay, I got it.
Also, I'm looking on the wiki, and apparently the species name for Domino 2 is Killapillar. It's like kill dash a pillar.
That's a great name.
So yeah, I'm just this show got some great puns and jokes and names.
Yep.
I mean, they could have settled with caterpillar, but they just gotta
The cat.
Gotta milk that.
one up themselves. I guess like any. I think we covered most of the episode in like the first 2 minutes, which is probably like the fastest we've done.
There's really not that much to point out in this episode. It's just a normal episode. Just and still trying to go through the world.
Yeah. I do like how when Anne pulls out her little mouse toy to bring Domino 2 back to the house, Sprig's eyes like grow wide and he becomes fixated on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Domino 2 had that really weird like tongue thing. That like already like the design wasn't creepy. It was just I liked the design, but then like when it's like trying to eat the planners and then just that weird like spiky tongue thing, that was like the the creepy part for me.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll like move on to taking charge. I'm trying to look for other things to talk about in this episode, but like
It just
there's
gotta take in charge because there's really nothing to point out left.
yeah, when it's like trying to eat the planners and then just that weird like spiky tongue thing, that was like the the creepy part for me.
Yeah.
So taking charge, written by Matt Brawley and Jack Ferraiolo, storyboard by Jen Strickland and Steve Wolfhard, and directed by Bert Yoon. So, like this episode starts with Anne freaking out that she managed to like her phone auto downloaded a season of her favorite show called Suspicion Island, and Anne basically just shows them like a reality TV parody that Polly and Sprig are very interested in, while Hop Pop is like very Hop Pop's not interested and calls it demonic nonsense. But then eventually they end up watching one episode. Polly and Sprig are hooked. Uh, Hop Pop still thinks it's garbage. But then the next day, when Anne comes up to like set up another episode, her battery's almost dead, and someone has watched all the episodes. And so her phone battery dies, and then basically now the planners are suspecting one another, and they decide to go on a quest to recharge Anne's phone. So they go to this. I'm looking up the name of this mountain they were climbing. I can't find the name of the mountain, but they want to charge the phone by getting it zapped by a Zapapede. And like once they begin crossing the bridge, that's when like tensions run high between the planners. They all start suspecting one another. Well, first Hop Pop's the one who pretty much throws Sprig under the bus, and then the argument starts. And then eventually, like the bridge beneath them falls, and then they all collapse, and then they find like an even larger group of Zapapedes. But then at that point, Sprig and Polly are basically like are at each other's throats, and then Anne gets involved. Well, Anne is caught in the crossfire, and then Anne decides to just like jump into the fight until Hop Pop decides to come clean and reveal himself as the one who watched the episodes.
To point out what you said, I'm looking at the wiki. It says Misty Peaks, but it's not really.
Misty Peaks. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm in the wiki right now, so I'm not sure it's actually the name of it, but let's just go along with it.
I'm pretty sure that's the name of it.
Yeah.
And then Hop Pop's version of redemption is throwing himself off the cliff and jumping head first into the pit. And then eventually, like, he starts getting electrocuted, and then the planners, like, a lot.
You should have died. I'm sorry. You should have died.
Yeah.
Voltage? Jesus Christ. And he's old? Like, Jesus, man.
Hop Pop's built differently. But then the planners jump in, they rescue Hop Pop. Well, they don't rescue him. I guess they share the load electricity, and then they get zapped away. And then Anne's phone is now at like 10,000% charged, which I guess that's like one very durable lithium battery.
Yeah.
And the episode pretty much ends with them heading back home and just I guess the segment just ends with them heading home and planning on watching the rest of the season. So I really liked this episode. It was fun getting
Yeah.
another episode with the ensemble cast. Uh, like yeah, like just like all the planners just suspecting one another was just like hilarious. Like some of the lines here, like Hop Hop, like what is this demonic nonsense? Polly calling Hop Hop a lying snake, but he's correct, or like just like I liked it. They were all fun. It was fun to watch them all act sus with one another before Among Us even
Among Us
was
of the
in.
Cyberphobia.
Oh my god.
But like that game didn't become more like popular until like 2020, right? So like Amphibia was a
Amphibia predicted Among Us?
Oh god.
Coincidence?
I think not.
I should edit in the I should edit in like that with that bass, that high heavy bass version or whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
It's like dun 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 or something.
With
I
the
don't know.
Among Us guy twerking.
But Ben, what were your thoughts on this segment?
Compared to I guess other episodes, I guess this one had like a lot of kind of a bit of um what do you call it? Uh pop culture references in a way. Or
Mhm.
I guess like Suspicion Island is clearly like based on like something like Lost in a
Or
way.
Survivor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, wait, no,
Lost.
not Survivor. I guess Lost might be
No,
better. Comparison.
Survivor is more like
Reality
you vote
TV.
each other off. Yeah.
You can say a mix of the two, so
Yeah, yeah. Um I yeah, Anne's phone must be like a fusion between like an iPhone and a Nokia like brick phone to be able to be at 10,000% charge. And I I bet a lot of people can relate to Hop Hop not being able to hold in spoilers at the end of the
Mhm.
episode when he's like, "Well, you guys are really gonna like," but they're all like, "Shut up, Hop Hop."
that's called Twitter.
um, I also like how Hop Hop was the one who got really into the show despite like claiming to not like it.
Mhm.
Like I think I felt like Hop Hop at least once when watching shows. I don't. I think probably something like NCIS or some other of those shows that my dad watches. Like he'll be watching them in the background, and they're not really my thing. But as like I watch more of them in the background, I kind of get to learn to enjoy them a bit more. Kind of like Hop Hop with Suspicion Island. So I think a lot of people can kind of relate a bit to that because like some shows aren't that great at first, but as you watch them, you like them more and more.
Yeah.
Some people probably even with this show.
Yeah,
Um,
I was surprised Hop Hop got hooked very quickly onto this show. He seems like the kind of guy
Yeah.
who would watch maybe like two more episodes for like coming up with an opinion.
He'll also like be the guy like that wouldn't care for stuff like this first because he's like, old fashioned. But when like Anne came along, I would say Hop Pop was like curious about all this stuff. all the future tech and all that.
And like
or
that. Oh, sorry.
no,
Pixels. What were your thoughts on the episode?
Oh, it was a fun episode. I was smiling the whole way. It's just the pacing was pretty great. The pacing was great. The the binge watching was just amazing. Like Sprig, Polly, like enjoying the hell out of it, and then like when they went to the Misty Peaks, they did Among Us, like on each other. Like, you're sus. No, you're sus. You're all sus. Everyone's sus.
And then like Hop Hop being the most relatable one, just shouting, "I don't know what that means," even though he knew exactly what it meant.
Like, yes. And then I actually liked it when Hop Hop sacrificed himself. Like, he said, "Oh, I messed up. I gotta pay a price. God, let me charge the phone myself."
I know, but he didn't have to he just jumped in.
Right, he didn't have to jump in, but still.
I mean, how else though are you gonna charge the phone with all of them down in the pit?
Yeah.
Like
When they showed like a zoomed out version of like the mountain, you can see like there's like a slow descent of rocks that they could have taken, but then like Hopper just decided just to like jump off like 50 feet
and almost die.
he got plot armor.
He's built like a tank, apparently, because he should have been fried by now. And Anne had like the most durable phone I've ever seen when it reached 10,000%. Because I wish my phone had like that.
Yeah,
it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked the very beginning of the episode where like because this is like the first time that the planners are being exposed to 21st century technology.
Right.
And like what does Polly say? Like, oh, because Anne mentions like auto download, and then like Polly's like, who's this auto?
And how did you download him?
And then like the way where like when they see like the other humans, and then they're like, oh look, more ants, and the way Polly just like says, oh, they have noses, like it's like I don't know why like Polly seems like she just reminds you of that pathetic meme. Like, what does she have against noses?
Don't they have noses themselves?
Yeah, like nostrils.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, I guess the frogs have nostrils, not noses.
Right.
But it just remind me of like I think in episode 2, where like Polly just made fun of Loggle for being bald. Just like that's just
Polly tells it how it is. Like she don't care.
Oh, I also like the delivery where Sprig's like accusing Polly, and then Polly just shouts, "I needed to pee."
I needed to pee.
Yeah.
And
oh, I see in the chat Lemur said he's not the wrecker for no reason. That's referencing the Bizarre, I believe.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where Hop Hop like has his persona of the wrecker. He's like this tough guy outfit. So that's how he's able to tank the like 1,000% charge of the electric insect things.
Oh, we also get that we get this really creepy, like hilarious frame where like ants, they all look suspicious. And I just want to I'm posting in the chat again.
I don't know whose expression I like more out of that.
I like Hot Pops because his eyes are just different. His eyes are just apart. It's like a SpongeBob. It's like one.
And Sprig's eyes are like
They're like popping out of
eyeballs.
his face.
The way their eyes are moving, it seems like super fluid compared to like the regular like animation, which is like makes it more like hilarious.
Yeah. And Sprig is so close to doing a sad Pepe. He is so close.
And then they do like the finger pointing thing, and then like Sprig just like comes back to do it to the clock, which I thought the clock would be like important for some reason, because like the way they show the shadow move over it at night, and then they showed where Sprig's pointing at again. I thought it would just be some like random twist at the time, but then I'm glad it was just Hop Hop.
Yeah.
And then we also get that Suspicion Island song that Sprig is singing on his fiddle. And I think that was
First time Sprig was on his fiddle.
Yeah, and also I think the song was written by a storyboard artist's wife, I think.
Oh really? Oh, that's awesome.
Trying to look for the Okay, it's not on the wiki, I think. No. Oh, apparently in the Southeast Asia broadcast, Stupid Sleep and Old were cut. The words.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff seems to be like cut in other country versions of it.
Huh. That's odd, but oh well. And there was like this weird animal where like just grabs one of the eggs from a nest and just dips. But that's survival, I guess.
Survival of the fittest.
Oh, Lemur in the chat. Yeah, that's C censorship for you. Oh man.
Laws like those are strict, so I actually don't blame them for that.
I mean, at least there's Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And nah, just kidding. It's not available in your country. And what else?
It says that Anne's phone hasn't been charged since she came to Amphibia. So it kind of questions how long did her battery last? What percent
it's
was
just,
she at?
and also in episode 2, like Anne dropped her phone in the water, so I'm guessing it's indestructible and waterproof. And the battery.
Maybe it doesn't even have 10,000%, but that's just a glitch from being dropped in the water.
Oh, wow.
Like, or maybe the water caused it to have the 10,000% capacity.
Or maybe it was maybe the lightning was magic. I don't know.
No, we're not bringing Derek into this. We're not bringing Derek logic.
But imagine like in season 3 where like the FBI like confiscates Anne's phone, and then we end up getting like
they're using it to charge a portal to Amphibia or something because it has so much charge.
Yeah, like Anne's phone battery could end up being like the most like the most compact and efficient battery that humanity has ever created.
I mean,
Or
screw
that humanity has ever
Duracell.
seen.
Yeah.
Screw Duracell. We need Anne's phone.
Screw Energizer. That bunny
Right.
doesn't stand a chance.
Screw that bunny.
Forget nuclear power plants. We got Anne's phone combined with magical electricity bugs from another dimension.
And isn't that basically what Utopia did with the Calamity Box? And then like once that got taken, like everything just fell apart.
No.
It's like in hindsight, we shouldn't have used this 13-year-old girl's phone as like the main power source for our entire Utopia.
They really didn't need the gems after all, just need Anne's phone. So in this in the Spanish title card, it was called Assume, which is pretty cool. It's pretty funny.
Like just assume.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki. It just says Assume.
Oh
Portuguese. For Portuguese, the translation is uncharging, which that makes sense.
Yeah, that was the whole goal, apparently, uncharging.
I like the French translation, the island of all suspicious.
The island of all sus.
I like the Korean one. It's a House of Doubt.
The Japanese suspicion want question mark. Like what?
Well, I'm guessing like when it's translated Japanese, it probably makes sense with the scripture and
Yeah.
Let me see if they're wrong. Let's see if good old Google Translate can figure this out.
Dutch is momentarily charging.
Okay, this makes no sense. So I copied the Japanese text, put it on Google Translate, and it says awkward.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, the faces they pulled does look awkward, so. So, any final thoughts?
oh
Take a charge.
I like the way like I like that there's still like there's always a disconnect between when Anne like makes a reference from back home or just says like common terminology and then the planners like don't know what she's saying.
Right.
Because like we have that brief moment where Anne and Hop Hop like Anne says, "Oh, we need some electricity," and then like they have no idea what she's talking about, and then like Anne's like zap zap, and then Hop Hop's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you mean now." Oh yeah, and Nick mentioned in the chat, like when Hop Hop like is just awake at night and he can't sleep, and he's just like I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that for these first few episodes, like Matt Brawley and Jack Ferrello, they wrote the like the two times where we've gotten the whole like the whole Planner family involved in the plot. They've written those episodes so far, which is interesting.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was like intentional, but like
maybe. Well, probably Matt wanted to like. He probably wanted to be in charge of like the entire cast related stories since he was like the creator, and he probably knows how to like give everyone equal lines or screen time to advance everybody's character without letting any of them feel left out for the most part. So they all are part of the episode, I guess.
Because I guess like the next few episodes goes back to more of like Anne and Sprig. Well, actually, even the next few episodes after, like we start like the planners split off again, and then we get our next ensemble cast being Contagion, which like they didn't write that one. So I'm guessing it'd be nice to ask like what's the like how they split the episodes and who writes what. But yeah, like they wrote like Prison Break and like the first Sasha episode, Reunion. Well, that's what like all the other writers. I don't know. Just
Imagine if they just put all the episode names on a wheel and then just spun the wheel, and whatever episode it landed on, that's the one they wrote for.
maybe.
That doesn't make sense, but it does in a way also.
But there's a lot of great lines. Like from the top of my head, I can think of like Pop Up saying like when Anne says, "Oh, better than that old stuff you like read to us earlier." And then Hop Pop's like one of the best roasts like he has in the show. It's like that boring stuff is called literature, Anne. And maybe if you had an ounce of culture, you wouldn't reject it in favor of your substandard something garbage show. And like I was able to recall all of that from the top of my head, other than that like one word.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I think and Sprig gives Polly a wet willy. Which is weird because like you can't see any ears on Polly
Yeah.
or any of the frogs.
Right. I don't even know if frogs have ears.
I think they have like holes or something in their bodies that just act as their ears or something. I don't know.
It's like the laptop. It's like the microphone hole on a laptop. It's just there.
Oh yeah, they have ears. They just don't have external eardrums, or they don't have lobes like us, but instead have
Well,
external eardrums. That's Google for you.
oh, we also get like the close-up shot of Hop Hop. Like those close-up hatcheting shots are always a treat.
They're pretty fun to look at.
And yeah, like I loved like all the cast like delivered all their lines like pretty like delivered their lines well, but like just like Bill Farmer is just he's the goat when it
Yep.
comes to like delivering like the most like the simplest line in the best way possible.
He's a goat playing a frog. Great.
And then like I'm curious. They probably in terms of animating this episode, like you know how we have like we see Hop Hop like we revisit the scenes from the beginning except like Hop Hop is like included in some parts. And do you think they just probably like they zoomed out like they had like a wider shot or wider original shot that was storyboarded, and then when they're animating it they made the same frame but just like zoomed out near the end? I don't know. I'm guessing that's how they did to like save on like just to save more time animating the scenes. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I imagine that's
Yeah.
they did that. Like draw the entire thing and then just move it up or down to simulate like the camera moving or something.
And like Hop Hop getting electrocuted, like the way his like they do that like eye effect thing, really like it was kind of unsettling the way he was like he was getting electrocuted. Oh my! Like I'm surprised they got past S&P with that.
Oh yeah, places don't really like skulls. Or
Yeah, but like I'm guessing it's because they're frog skulls. Maybe I don't know.
probably like they're not humans.
Oh, we have Anne's skull, but well, she's alive, I guess, so it's fine, I guess. I oh wait, and Sprig's tongue, it shows like the bone effect for Sprig's tongue, even though like that shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I don't think tongues have bones, right? Yeah, no.
They don't. Like usually the tongue's just like a muscle.
Well, yeah.
But oh, and just like
I
that line of hop of Sprig and Polly where it's like, "Oh, I'm so glad I didn't push you off a building." It's like, and then she says like the same thing, basically, just sibling stuff. And
um,
I guess the only thing, I guess like the only thing I can add on now is just like I liked how Hop Hop and Anne like we get like Hop Hop is like Hop Hop like apologizes for like draining her phone, but then like Anne doesn't like mind it too much because like he was willing to go through all of this just to recharge her phone. And it
Yeah.
was a nice moment at the end.
yeah.
I mean, I think can we do final thoughts?
As for the episodes together as a whole.
Yeah, sure if you like Pixels, like any final
I mean,
thoughts?
I will say that Taking Charge was better than Domino Effect. Don't get me wrong, Domino Effect was still fun to watch, but we really didn't really get much rather than and it's feeling homesick, which I get. Still a fun episode to watch. Taking Charge was also it was well paced too. Like all the episodes we were watching so far. The pacing went well. Everyone got sussy at each other, but then the imposter came out. Hate Among Us so much. I hate Among Us.
Because like now like I'm super cautious saying the word suspicious because
God.
just like saying those words makes me feel dirty.
Like I'm gonna be 20. I'm gonna be 20 in 6 months. Like I don't feel comfortable saying this. Like, but jokes aside, fun episodes. Taking Charge was a bit better than Domino Effect. Pacing, I feel like the pacing worked for Taking Charge. And the comedic timing was also good with the dialogue and Hop Hop's sacrifice in a way. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right, thank you, Pixels. And
Yeah.
Ben, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Pixels a bit in the sense that this episode in sense of like story and probably just what it delivers was better than Domino 2 episode. Had a lot, I guess, a lot more like action kind of, or I don't know, kind of in a way, but it also gave like just some closure to like some questions, like how Anne's phone is able to survive without being charged for so long,
Right.
like before and after this episode. Because after this, it's just running on 10,000% charge.
Mhm.
And we got a little more info to Hot Pup's character, just like with last episode, where he really cared for the pet. This episode, it reveals that like he actually liked the show, despite claiming to hate it and like blaming Sprig and Polly for watching it when he was the one who did it. Which, to me, like that was a little bit of a wow moment. Like you're blaming your own grandchildren for a show when you're like a 60-something-year-old frog. You're telling me you're not like humble or whatever enough to just be like, hey, I watched your show, no matter how much you come to have hated it. Just be like, you could even just lie and be like, hey, I ran down the battery so we don't have to watch this show, so we can listen to some Shallow Pond literature. Although that would have probably made Anne hate him a lot more. But yeah, good episode, good plot. Answered some questions. Gave us all the suspicion
Damn it, Chuck.
memes, and yeah, that's it. It was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Ben. And like what you said about like Hop Hop could have just like drained the battery. Like I feel like if this show was on like Fox or like Cartoon Network, like I could see Hop Hop like claiming that he like drained the phone battery just to spite Anne and the kids, and then like have a twist at the end where it's revealed that Hop Hop actually watched all the episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think in this batch, like in the past episodes, like I kind of loved both episodes equally in different ways, but like in this case, like I kind of just preferred taking charge a little bit more than Domino Effect. Just with the way that I love like I love the episodes where like the whole family has something to do, or they has a part to play. But I guess that pretty much concludes this week's episode. Next week we'll be covering Ant Theft Auto and Breakout Star. So I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, can I make a quick announcement?
Yes, Ben.
Okay, so I guess anybody who's listening to this probably already heard that the Amphibious subreddit is doing a little art contest set with the celebration of season 2. Like Thumbbaticon, you already know about that.
Yes, the banner contest.
Yeah, this like submission period is like nearing an end. So on July 4th is gonna be the last day you can submit something to the subreddit. make sure you send a mod mail link with your link to your post, so we know you're entering the contest. And after that, there'll be a post with all the art, and you'll be able to vote on which one you like the most.
Yep,
And that'll be the new banner and art for the subreddit for the foreseeable future, or until, like, I don't know, the end of season 3 or something.
yeah, probably. And first place gets a sketch from Matt.
Yeah, that was very that was
Generously
very
done.
very yeah. I like how he agreed to that. That was nice of him. And second place will get a month of Reddit Premium, and third will get a week of Reddit Premium. So I already like seeing all the ones that were already submitted. We look forward to seeing more of them. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Ben. So yeah, that pretty much concludes this week's podcast. See you guys next week. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.